So pretty much the last 2 weeks of class we talked about sexual orientation. Pretty much to me sexual orientation means pretty much who you're attracted to and who you are in a relationship. Sexual orientation also defines pretty much if you're gay, lesbian, if you're straight, asexual, bisexual, and honestly, I think sexual orientation is an amazing thing. To me, I personally believe that it defines who you are. Personally, I believe that sexual orientation, you pretty much are born with it, and you kind of already know who you are. And sexual orientation is different from gender and gender identity. I honestly kind of personally found out. So how I did say sexual orientation is about who you're attracted to and who you feel drawn to, and gender identity isn't about who you're attracted to, but about who you are personally. So if you were born a male, a female, but I feel like sexual orientation is that's not who you personally believe who you are. For example, if you were born a male, you personally feel like you're a female just based on your feelings. And honestly, with sexual orientation, I feel like there's no way of honestly stopping it because that is who you are. And all my life, I've grown up with near gay people, and living in Fort Lauderdale near Wilton Manor is where it's the second gayest town in the United States. I have come to the realization that they are humans too. They have feelings. They're humans as well, and just personally, I believe they should be who they believe they should be with. And honestly, if they want to be with a woman and a woman and a man, let them be. If they're happy, they're happy. And honestly, I personally believe it's quite sad that people can't accept happiness for other people. I quite frankly think it's quite selfish that people can't accept the ones that they love, or they can't accept who someone really wants them to be. For instance, my dad, as I discussed in class, he is very resistant towards homosexuals. I don't know why, but he always calls them Fruit Loops and whatnot, and honestly, it's quite heart-wrenching knowing that he sees gay people like that in his eyes. And I personally believe that everyone should potentially sit down with that one person and kind of get to know them before actually judging them. Like they say, judge a book by its cover. But I also find it quite sad how there's so, for instance, in class, how there's so many issues relating sexual orientation with guys, with transgenders not being able to go to restrooms. For instance, a transgender going into a female bathroom. If they feel comfortable going into that bathroom, I personally feel like they should. And if girls think that, they might, I don't know, potentially, yes, they're gonna feel uncomfortable, but if they feel comfortable, then let them. So we're all trying to do the same thing. We're trying to go to the bathroom or, I don't know, get dressed. So, and other issues relating is other world countries. If, for instance, their family, if they find out that their son or child is either gay or lesbian, then they will they'll suffer discrimination, they'll suffer intimidation, harassment, and violence. And all of these 4 factors can eventually end into death. And I honestly personally don't believe that any human being, or any human being, should you know, have those feel those four categories, because if they personally like want to love someone else, then they should be loved, like one love. So those that's kind of my little rant on the whole sexual orientation. But pretty much to sum it up is, I feel like everyone should feel equal, and should feel how they want to feel, and love who they want to love, because it is a free country. We have free speech. So